Hey YouTube, it's Mike here, and today I'm bringing you guys a little bit of a different video. This is actually going to be a little message to this person called Vital Rema. Most probably you guys know him. He's a YouTuber. He's got a pretty big fan base. I would say a pretty big fan base. He's got like over 17k subscribers. And basically, let me explain to you a little bit why I'm leaving him a message. And it's based on the scripting, the momentum, and the handicap of the game, and based on a video that he had made. And this video kind of blew up in a bad way for him, at least from basically the comments that he was getting. He got a lot of hatred basically making this video. And let me explain a little bit about this kid before I go into the video, and I basically, try to give him like a little bit of advice based on the scripting and all that stuff. My personal opinion, basically. Anyways, I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be probably gonna hate on this video. There's gonna be, probably people from his fan base that are gonna probably come here, and this video could have very bad ratings based on thumbs down and whatever. Probably people leaving comments to go tell me to go fuck myself and whatever it is. But let me go ahead and still continue the video, because I still believe I could maybe, change some people's minds, and hopefully I could change this young boy's mind, because he's 16 years old and I feel like he's maybe naive. Now, I could be wrong. Everybody has their own personal opinion. Everybody has the right to have their own personal opinion. So basically, I actually used to follow this guy. To be honest with you, I actually liked him. I think he's actually a pretty good kid. I look at his videos and everything. I see he's got potential. He's a very good player. He finishes elite. He actually ended up beating one of the pros. If you go look at his channel, you'll see that the guy is actually being, he's successfully growing in the YouTube industry, and he's also a very good, FIFA player. So anyways, he ended up making a video where he basically spoke about scripting, momentum, and handicap, and based on his video, he was basically saying that he didn't believe in none of those. And while he started saying stuff like that and all that, at first the video was up on YouTube, he started receiving a lot of bad comments, and a lot of comments were hatred comments, basically bad stuff, whatever it is. I'm not gonna repeat them, there's no point. And at the end, he also replied to some of these people, and he kind of insulted some of his fans, basically by calling them ignorant and stupid and so on. At this point there, when I was reading the messages, I was actually subscribed to him, and I decided to unsubscribe, and I left him a message based on what I saw. I didn't like what I saw, so I basically left him a message, and I said to him that I was unsubscribing, and I think you should go fuck yourself, basically, from the way you treated basically from what I was reading, I felt like the guy was arrogant. Anyways, after watching a few of his videos, I kind of understood why maybe all of a sudden he acted that way. I noticed that recently he actually had a big loss in his family. His father passed away, and my condolence to the young boy, because for anybody that's young at any age, even actually if you lose somebody in your family, it could be devastating, and you could definitely go through emotions and so on. So anyways, the video is not based on that, but I did want to mention it because I did feel bad for his loss. So I just wanted to give him my condolences. Anyways, now throughout this message, the point of this video is based on a lot of people are in the same belief of this person, of this young kid, where they're naive about the scripting, momentum, and the handicap in the game. Most of them, they believe because for example, this kid is very good at the game, because I think, if I remember well, he hit 36 wins. He basically hits Elite 2, Elite 1. I'm not sure if he hit top 100, but he hits very good numbers. So he's able to beat the game. He's able to basically be successful in the weekend league. So before I answer your question, because in this video he says the reason why he doesn't believe in scripting, momentum, and all that stuff is based on the fact that why would EA do it? What would be the point of them doing it? He basically doesn't understand why they would do it. He just doesn't see it, that there would be an advantage for them to do this. It just doesn't make sense. So before I answer you that question, what I'm going to do, as you can see, this video, I'm being legit. I'm not basically trash talking this guy. I don't want to trash talk this guy. Like I said, I actually like the guy. I think the guy has a potential to be a very good YouTuber. As you can see, you're already already is based on his subscribe base. He's already like at 17, 18K subscribers. That's already a very good achievement. So before I answer that question, I want to tell you a little bit about me, okay? Because I'm double your age, and actually a little bit more, you know. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my life experience of what I've learned throughout my life, throughout companies, basically, you know, doing certain things to basically maximize their profit in certain ways. When you were born in the early 2000s, exactly 2003, there was a boom that happened in poker. Now this has nothing to do with FIFA, but just listen to the story. The boom happened in 2003. There was a guy named Chris Moneymaker, and he won the World Series of Poker, and he was basically an underdog. Nobody knew him in the poker world, and basically ended up winning it, and a lot of new people entered the game because of the boom. There's also a movie that came out that was called Rounders. There was the actor Matt Damon, Edward Norton in it, and that did very well. So a lot of kids during that time, I was young myself, got into the poker world because everybody wanted to make money. A little bit like YouTube, a little bit like FIFA becoming a pro scene and all that stuff. So poker became became a professional sport where you could have made a lot of money, and a lot of people got into it, and I was one of them. And at the beginning, the game was kind of easy in a way of saying there was a lot of people that didn't understand the game, so a lot of people were just playing it based on the fact that it blew up. And while people were playing it, all these poker games started to basically come out, these poker sites and all that stuff, and it was booming. It was crazy. Everybody was basically playing poker. I mean, everybody you turned around, everybody spoke poker. Poker. Wherever you went, everybody wanted to play poker. Basically, my generation. So I got into it and I started playing, and I had a kind of a success towards it at the beginning. Maybe the first few times I ended up losing, but at one point I was actually making money out of it. To the point where I actually ended up quitting my job, and I actually ended up making money throughout a couple of years just based on playing poker, okay? But throughout this progress of me doing this, I was doing very, very good online because I was winning. But there was a lot of people losing, okay? And all of a sudden, people were basically moving away from the online poker based on the fact that a lot of people were getting killed. A lot of people were getting freaking slaughtered in these tables. And there was a couple of people that were doing well. So I was one of them, for example, where I was actually being successful and I was actually winning some money, okay? But throughout the years, my bankroll started to go down. And I started to realize that, what the hell is happening over here? Like, what am I doing so wrong? Because I was doing so well. And why all of a sudden I'm taking these swings that are insanely bad? Now I know you guys would be like, okay, Mike, what are you talking about poker? I'm giving you guys an example of why companies do certain things. And throughout this experience, I started looking at my stats and everything, because there was poker trackers. There's all kinds of stuff that you could have looked at. And I was looking at my hands, and I was looking at how many times I was basically losing on the river, and how many times I was basically putting in my money on the best hand and the best odds of winning. Sometimes I was even 90% on like the odds of me winning the hand, and the guy had 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours at max, and they were busting me out. They were basically riverring me, cracking my hand, always on the river. And I was looking consistently, and I was saying, Jesus Christ, why am I losing so many times when I have the best hand on the river? It didn't make sense, because if you played offline poker, live poker basically, you would win 80% of these hands. You would actually always walk away pretty much as the winner. And a lot of people started saying, you know what, maybe people are getting better at the game. Maybe people are getting better at the game. At the end of the day, yes, people got better at the game. But at the end of the day, the more you looked into it, more people were saying the poker sites were rigged. Something was happening. There was a algorithm, or whatever you want to call it, that they made a program based on creating hands that beat other hands just to create more action, because these poker sites, the way they got paid was basically on the rake of the hand. So for example, if like $50 were in the pot and the rake was 10%, the house will make $5. The thing is that if you would not basically reach a certain amount, the rake will be smaller. So the companies, the online poker companies, had to make a way to create hands so there will be higher percentage of big pots, so they will be getting higher rates. And by doing that, they created hands that would basically overcome other hands, and it started like basically fixing the game in a way that more often you would see like a flush beating a straight, a full house beating a flush. The hands started to come out more often and often, okay? And a lot of bad players were chasing these hands, and a lot of them started to win hands. And you were wondering, why are these bad players getting rewarded for their bad play? And it was obvious. The reason why they were getting rewarded is because while they were all losing, they were all leaving. None of them wanted to come back and play because they couldn't win. So what was the point for them playing when they could have just basically done something else? Maybe go gamble at a casino, whatever it is. They didn't want to play no more because a lot of them were losing a lot of money. So by doing this, they kind of started like feeding the bad players. Basically, they knew that these were the guys that were the feeders. These were the guys that were going to keep on putting money on the site. So they had to make them win. If they didn't make them win here and there, these guys wouldn't come back. And this is why a lot of people believe that the poker world, the poker industry online was rigged. We don't really know the truth, but this is what people assumed. This is what I personally assumed based on my own experience playing online and offline. Because when I was playing offline, until today, I still play offline, and I'm still successful. I still make a lot of money offline. But whenever I play online, the swings up and down. A lot of times, I lose the best hand on the river and the turner. It happens often. Now, can you be successful even with something like that, a manipulation in a game? Of course, there's still winning poker players. Doesn't mean because a site is rigged that you can't make money off it. Doesn't mean you can't beat the game. So this is me coming back to you about FIFA. Industries today, they'll do what they need to do to make money and to make sure that they keep their clients. Why? Because it creates more money. They try to maximize their profit the best way they can. Now, do we know the real truth about EA? What they do in their games? Nobody knows. All we do is we assume from what we see. You ask the question, why would they do it? My answer to you, there's many reasons why they would do it. Of course, most of it is based on money. I'll give you an example. If, for example, there's people playing a game, okay, and they're losing all the time, what do you think is going to happen with these people? They're not going to keep on playing because they can't play the game. They can't win. It's boring. It doesn't make it fun for them. They'll probably move out and go play something else that they're better at. But if you give them a bit of an edge, if you give them maybe a little bit of a hand or a boost or whatever you want to call it, handicap, a momentum boost, anything, okay? These guys start winning games and they start to believe that they're actually able to play the game and they're actually good at the game and they're able to win. So they start putting money into the game because they start believing, hey, you know what? Maybe I gotta I need a better card here. Maybe I need an icon. Maybe I need Ronaldo. And they put more money in the game. And also, they become repeatedly customers that come back every year and play the game. Because you're basically giving them something to play for. Because it would be completely boring if you couldn't play. I mean, if you couldn't win, what would be the point of you playing? I'll give you another example why people basically believe there's momentum and there's scripting involved and there's handicap. Look at the pros. The first thing they do when they start the year, they put in all kinds of money, into the game. Thousands of dollars. Some people $5,000, whatever it is. I've seen people put $10,000 in this game just to have the best possible team to guarantee themselves a win. Okay? And even at that, they still lose some games. Even with a $30, $40, $50 million team in front of them, they still lose some games. Logically, you shouldn't. If you're playing with a $30 million team and you're a pro, and you're playing versus a gold player like me, you should be able to crash me every time. But there's actually players like me that actually beat pros sometimes, but they shouldn't even be in the same fucking league, but they still win. And this comes to my last conclusion. If there was cheating involved, like there is, people will be cheating based on something, right? Most people will be cheating based on the fact that they would want better rewards. The pros, there would be no point for them to cheat because they have the best possible team they could have. What would be the point of them cheating to get better rewards if anything they open wouldn't make a difference to their squad because their squad is maxed out? Why do they cheat? They cheat because they know they have to guarantee themselves a spot into like the Barcelona event, the main event, whatever it is. They gotta guarantee themselves making it to the event so they could basically make money, right? And they know that if they don't cheat, some of them, they don't make it there based on the fact the game is gonna fuck them some particular way. So that's why they cheat. Anyways, hopefully in this video you know, maybe see things differently now after me explaining you what I've been through in my lifetime, for example, what I've seen companies do. And I wouldn't be surprised if EA does the exact same thing. Like I said, we don't know, we assume, right? We don't know the truth. But then again, I think you're a smart kid. You're 16 years old. I see you got a lot of potential. You know, you seem like to be a very good kid and all that. And I think that if maybe I can get a little bit into your head based on giving you my opinion on this, maybe your fan base will also look at it and say, you know what, maybe this guy's got a point. Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to wish you a good day. And hopefully this message reaches you. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.